Indiana Fever plans for the upcoming 2025 WNBA season. Indiana Fever president of basketball and business operations, Kelly Krauskopf, articulated what fans of Caitlin Clark can anticipate from her and the entire team in the forthcoming 2025 WNBA regular season. The official X account for the Fever disseminated an image featuring a quotation from Krauskopf, sourced from her interview with Sportico. "You are going to witness a highly motivated group of athletes," Krauskopf stated. "They exhibit immense competitiveness and possess a profound passion for the sport. The season cannot arrive soon enough," read the caption accompanying the Fever's post. Krauskopf has a history with the Indiana Fever, having served as general manager from 2000 to 2018. Subsequently, she took on the role of assistant general manager for the Indiana Pacers from 2018 to 2024, returning to the Fever after the conclusion of the 2024 season. Both the Pacers and the Fever are owned by a consortium led by Herb Simon. Under Krauskopf's leadership, the Fever appeared in the WNBA Finals on 3 occasions, emerging victorious in 2012. Upon her return following last season, she appointed Amber Cox as the Fever's new chief operations officer and general manager, and reinstated Stephanie White as the team's head coach. The franchise executed multiple roster changes during the offseason to construct a team around Caitlin Clark, infusing the squad with seasoned veterans known for their experience and offensive prowess. To start, Kelsey Mitchell was re-signed, having formed a strong partnership with last season's reigning Rookie of the Year. Additionally, the team acquired 3-time WNBA champion Natasha Howard and 2-time champion Dewana Bonner to strengthen their front court. They also signed Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, Jaylen Brown, and Brianna Turner to enhance their bench depth. On Saturday, the team announced the jersey numbers of their new players in a post on X. Last season, 5 players from the Indiana Fever ranked among the top 30 scorers in the league, including 2024 Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark. Indiana notably had the highest number of players on that scoring list. On February 21st, the Fever released a graphic showcasing the team's leading 5 scorers from the previous season. This list featured the duo of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, who secured the 7th and 8th positions, averaging 19.2 points per game. They were followed by the recently acquired veterans Natasha Howard and Dewana Bonner, who ranked 13th and 22nd, respectively, with 2023 first overall draft pick Aaliyah Boston rounding out the list in the 28th position. The Fever advanced to the playoffs for the first time in 8 years last season, driven by the leadership of Clark, Mitchell, and Boston. With the recent acquisitions bolstering their roster, numerous analysts have labeled them as frontrunners for the championship in the upcoming season. Dan has engaged in sports since 2016, contributing as a scriptwriter for basketball, volleyball, and other athletic events, while also serving as a sports commentator for CBA Pilipinas. During the pandemic, he actively wrote betting articles for CashBet and BetNow. The Chicago Sky recently announced that the team's 2 home games against the Indiana Fever will now take place at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. Alongside the change in venue, the game that was initially scheduled for Saturday, July 26th, will now be held on Sunday, July 27th, with the tip-off scheduled for 2 p.m. CT. The game on Saturday, June 7th, will maintain its original date and time of 7 p.m. CT. These games will mark the first WNBA matchups in the history of the United Center. They will showcase highly anticipated contests between the Sky and Fever, featuring Chicago's Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Courtney Vandersloot, Ariel Atkins, as well as Indiana's Caitlin Clark, Dewana Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Kelsey Mitchell. Given the unprecedented growth of the WNBA, we are thrilled to offer the first opportunity for more fans to experience this matchup at the larger venue of the United Center, stated Adam Fox, Sky's president and CEO. The supporters of the Chicago Sky have consistently demonstrated their loyalty to the team and the city, and we aim to reward their enthusiasm and commitment by bringing this excitement to a larger audience. We believe Skytown will contribute to creating a unique atmosphere at the United Center this summer. We extend our gratitude to the United Center and MPEA for their collaboration in expanding WNBA access to more fans, and to Wintrust Arena for their ongoing support of the Sky. These games will represent a historic first for the Sky, as they will be hosting games at the United Center. With a basketball capacity exceeding 20,000, the United Center will provide the Sky 2 chances to play before a record-setting home crowd for the franchise. The largest attendance in Sky history to date occurred on July 13, 2016, when 16,444 fans attended a game at Allstate Arena. We are extremely excited to host the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever, 2 premier franchises, at the United Center this summer for its inaugural WNBA games, remarked Joe Mira, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the United Center. It is a privilege to display these elite athletes and emphasize the significance of women's sports in an arena celebrated for its historic basketball moments. Tickets will become available for purchase on Tuesday, March 11th at 11 a.m. CT via Ticketmaster.com, the Wintrust Arena box office, and the United Center box office. Current Sky season ticket holders will be granted priority seating for these games, with their seats relocated to comparable locations at the United Center based on sightlines, rows, and other considerations. Chicago is set to commence the 2025 regular season on Saturday, May 17th, against Indiana at Gainbridge Fieldhouse at 12 p.m. CT. Additionally, the Sky will engage in 3 preseason games in 2025, including 2 against Minnesota on May 6th and May 10th, and 1 against the Brazilian national team at LSU on May 10th. For the latest updates, content, and ticket information, follow Chicagoski on all social media platforms and visit wnba.com. The complete 2025 Sky season schedule is accessible here. Attain a basketball scholarship, compete in the WNBA. This was the aspiration of Caitlin Clark during her childhood. It is safe to assert that she has accomplished those goals. However, she now bears a greater obligation, realizing the aspirations of the citizens of Indiana and bringing a WNBA championship back to the state. The front office of the Fever has been proactive this offseason, implementing significant strategies to construct a competitive team. It is plausible that Indiana's guiding light played a role in influencing those decisions as well. Analyst Rachel DeMita subtly alludes to this on her YouTube channel. But what is her basis for this assertion? Kelly Krauskopf, the president of basketball and business operations for the Indiana Fever, provides insight into this matter. Although she did not specify particular individuals, she disclosed considerable information about those involved in the strategic discussions. In her dialogue with Sportico, Krauskopf remarked, "I believe it is prudent business practice to inform some of your key players regarding some of the targets we are considering. It is not so much seeking their approval as it is a, let's engage in this conversation collectively." We experienced excellent synergy in our communication and were able to conduct these discussions effectively. Furthermore, we had enthusiastic players in our locker room who were eager to participate in recruiting efforts, if you will, and conversing with players to assist in attracting them to Indianapolis. This statement strongly implies that certain players were influential, collaborating with the front office to pinpoint potential recruits. Moreover, Rachel had a clear understanding of exactly who those players might be. On her platform, Rachel observes, "It appears to me I am entirely speculating here, but if one reads between the lines, it seems that Caitlin Clark clearly had a significant influence in the players being recruited. Aaliyah Boston had considerable sway in the recruitment process, and Kelsey Mitchell also possessed a voice." Clark, Mitchell, and Boston have unequivocally positioned themselves as the prominent trio for the Indiana Fever in the last season. Their contributions were instrumental in leading the team to its first playoffs since 2016. Kelsey and Clark developed one of the most formidable backcourts, with the duo averaging a combined total of 39 points per game. Aaliyah Boston's impact in the paint was equally important, securing an average of 9 rebounds per game. It was evident that the team was structured around these three athletes, and it is unsurprising that they were integral in pinpointing the essential players required for the Fever to ascend as contenders. The Fever front office acknowledged the necessity to enhance their defensive capabilities on the wings and in the post, and they addressed this by acquiring Dewana Bonner and Natasha Howard. Bonner, a two-time champion, is driven to secure an additional title. Natasha Howard, holding 3 championships and a Defensive Player of the Year award, contributes invaluable experience from the finals. These two seasoned veterans will undoubtedly support the development of younger players such as Clark, Boston, and Hull.